Hello, this is a sample QuizX video to help you prepare for the QuizX administered in GIS 311 at the University of Washington, Tacoma. I have opened up Firefox to QuizX write-up where you'll find the directions. They are not here because we're not administering the quiz yet, but you do see the data, and I have the directions open up in a separate document. So let's go to the directions. LabX. Use LabX directions if you can't remember how to perform the steps. They consisted of nearly 53 pages. And now this is just a 3-page document. Use the appropriate course numbers and of course autumn, winter, spring, summer and the correct year as you complete this. Let's begin. Step 1. Create a new write-up document with the required 2 items on top. If you can't remember what they are, those are back in LabX. I'm going to create a new document. Step 1 is done. I'm not going to save this yet. Step 2. Verify that Mozilla Firefox will always ask me where to save files. Go back to Firefox. Open a new window, Tools, Options, scroll down, Files and Applications, always ask me where to save files. Provide a screenshot to prove that it's set up. I'm going to use the snipping tool. Create a new one, and create a very neat snip of this window. I'm going to copy, Control-C, and put it on my write-up. Number 1, space, Control-V. It's not on the same line as the number. I'm going to click on it, minimize it a tad from the corner dongle, and it's now in the right place. Let's go back to the directions. Open Catalog within ArcMap and verify that you have your main directory set up on your USB with the directory and the labs visible. This is my directory, GIS Spring 2019. I've got my helpful files and my labs. The directions ask to take a screenshot of that. I don't yet have a folder connection. I'm going to drag the directory on top of the words folder connection, and that will create a new folder connection. From there, I open the folder connection as indicated by that mini arrow right there, and I can now take a snipping screenshot. New, and create a very neat snip of my directory. Copy. Number 2. And it's on the same line. I'm good to go. I'm going to add a number 3 to get ready. Going back to the directions. Create a new GIS 311 quizzes folder within my directory and a QuizX within that folder. Here, I right-click on my directory, New, Folder, GIS 311, Quizzes, and a new QuizX. New, Folder, QuizX. Check the directions. QuizX directory should include a raw data folder and a user ID folder. QuizX, new, folder, GWL GIS, QuizX, that's my user ID, new, folder, raw, data, QuizX. Within the user ID, there should be a data and a maps folder. User ID, right click, new folder, data, KX. Maps KX. Prior to taking your screenshot, be sure to expand all the pluses next to the folders in your quizzes folder. The pluses within the quizzes. Provide a screenshot that looks like this. In this case, I'm going to start with my folder connection. It's not exactly like this, but it's very similar. Go to snipping. This. Create a new snip. And from my directory, all the way down to include my entire directory, including the quiz that I just created. And notice there's a little line right there. I can fix that when I paste it into my write-up. That little line, I'm going to click on the image, click on Format, click on Crop, and just barely move that up a little bit, click on Crop again, and the little errant dash is gone. Back to the directions. I can now save my write-up in my user ID QuizX folder. File, save as. I need to find my QuizX within my Spring directory, quizzes, QuizX user ID. Here I will GWL GIS QuizX write-up. User ID QuizX write-up. And now it's saved. In this step, you should probably download the QuizX data from Canvas and extract it into my raw data folder, making sure not to have the double folder issue. Close this and download the data. Save the file. Navigate to my directory, quizzes, QuizX, raw data, and save. To extract, I must go to Windows, go to my USB or my directory, quizzes, QuizX, raw data. To extract, right click, open with Windows Explorer. On the extract button, extract all, backspace the last folder, and click extract. These are it is now extracted. I can minimize it. I don't think I need to use Windows until the very end now. The window with the extract still showing can be closed with an X. Go back to the directions. I do not have the double folder issue, and we're going to look at that now for question number 4. I'm going to go to my catalog and take a screenshot of my data. Come over to catalog. I look in my raw data. I have data and then 2 counties, and I do not have 2 folders labeled GIS 311 QuizX data. So this is good to take a picture of. Let me just verify what the image should look like. QuizX expanded all the way through. Use the snipping tool. Being careful not to get that extra line like I did last time. And this time I'm just going to include QuizX. I don't need to include LabX, or excuse me, the lab folder. And that looks great. Copy. Go to my write-up. Number 4. Space. Paste. And it's on the correct line. Minimize. Or actually, I'll save it. Minimize. Go back to the directions. In this ArcMap step, perform the steps you must always do when creating a map, and hints are below. So some of the hints are listed: map document properties, and rename the data frame. I have also created myself a handy dandy list from LabX of what I need to do. First of all, I've already asked Firefox the next thing to save where to save my files. ArcMap Toolbar, Drawing, Layout, and Effects. Down below is my drawing. This is my layout toolbar. And this is the effects toolbar. There's also the standard toolbar. I believe this is, that's the tools toolbar. Put it back to where it belongs. And then this is the standard toolbar. This is where I usually keep all of my toolbars. Let's go back to my list. Map document properties: path names, title, summary, description, author, credits, and tags. Go to Arc. Map document properties: title, Kuiz X, summary, my first quiz, data management. Yours will not be always the same. For description, I usually put the first few lines of the lab directions. In this case, it'll just be this little paragraph. Copy, paste, author is my name. Credits, UW Tacoma, GIS 311. Tags, 311 data, Kuiz X, capital X. Tags, GIS, UWT 311. We do not need a hyperlink base or anything else, but we need to make sure relative path names to data sources are connected. Go back to the directions. I have done everything for map document properties. I have not yet renamed my data frame to Kuiz X data frame. I just click on it once, click again, Kuiz X data frame, and click out of it, and I'm done. And the last step of number 6, in our catalog, drag each of the shape data items from the raw data to the data folder. Click, drag, click, drag. And again, this is because you'll be zipping up this folder and we need our data with our maps. The raw data is where we put data. That's where we start with the data, and then any of the data that we use goes into the data folder within the user ID so that everything is submitted together. Go back to the directions. I can't do it all at once, just did it one time. Move one data at a time. Step 7. In this step, you will create your map by adding data one layer at a time, clearing the projection after each piece is added. I'm going to add the data from the Kuiz X folder to the mapping area. Drag counties and clear the data frame. Go to coordinate system, clear, and it becomes no coordinate system. Drag shovel stores, properties, clear, apply, OK. In the directions, I cleared the data frame. In this step, but not quite yet, I'm going to save my map as user ID Kuiz 7. And actually that's AAA user ID Quiz 7. You must always save your map of a lab or a quiz as AAA, user ID, quiz, or lab final so that the instructors know which one to grade. Prior to saving your map one last time, remember to zoom to the most important extent of your data. In this case, it might be the biggest or the smallest extent, such as Washington State, Pierce County, Tacoma, or even one small block. We use the data to help us determine this. In this item, since we have shovel stores in this county, let's zoom to the shovel stores. Once we've zoomed to the shovel stores, let's zoom out a little bit. Let's make sure that we get the entire county in and have equal border. Equal here, about equal there, about equal down here. And this side, there's still a little too much border. I'm going to drag this catalog over. So now I only have a certain amount. I just have what I want showing within the map window. This is important so I don't get extra space around the item. And this is a good size for our write-up to paste the image. Let's go back to the directions, double check. I zoom to the extent and I've centered the image within the extent of this square or rectangle behind it. And the data will be different for every lab or quiz. I've manipulated the window and now I'm going to save my map as user ID, AAA, user ID, QuizX final. And of course, I just moved that by accident, so you can just move it back. File, save as, go to my maps, QuizX, AAA, user ID, QuizX, final. Now, there should have been a blank map saved in there, but I must have missed that step. Once I've saved the map, I will now check the directions, and it states to export my map as a PNG and then insert the PNG into my write-up. Export map into my maps, user ID, QuizX, final, PNG, and do save. Before I do, I just want to double check that it's in my maps, QuizX, so it doesn't go to the wrong place. Go to my write-up, number 5, insert picture, my maps, QuizX, select a picture, insert. The number is next to the picture, so that's great. Go back to the directions. I've inserted it. Save your write-up and close Word. File, save, and close Word. Directions. Close ArcMap. This is important because you'll end up with zipping errors in the end if I don't close it before zipping. So make sure I'll close, and it's closed. In this step, you will finalize your zip in preparation for upload to Canvas. Do not zip up QuizX. Zip up user ID QuizX and upload it using the directions for Lab X or on your own. Go back to Windows. Go back to QuizX and locate your user ID. At that point, click on it, right click, send to compress folder. That creates the zip with the perfect name. At this point, I would double check the directions, and it says upload your deliverables. I upload the write-up to Canvas, and because I'm not a student, I can't show you that step, but you would upload the write-up to the write-up area, and the zip file, user ID QuizX zip, which is this one. Notice I did not zip up this one. Congratulations, you're done. At the bottom of the quiz, I give you a little hint of what it should look like in your directory and catalog. Notice that when I tested this, I remembered to create a blank map after I set my map document properties, and also notice my PNG shows up with this little image here. You didn't get to see that because we exported a PNG and then closed ArcMap. So that is GIS 311 QuizX write-up and QuizX zip. I hope this helps. Good luck on your quiz.